Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here in the lovely World of Raccoons with me, Vanillaraccoon. Heyo! I hope you guys enjoyed that new little intro that I decided to give a spin on. I was watching a couple of other YouTubers who do Minecraft Let's Play videos, and I've noticed that seems to be something that peeps are doing nowadays, having some type of cinematic shot of various parts of the world, and then they go ahead and do their intro line, and yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But what we're going to be doing in this episode today is we're going to be working on Woogeth's Way. Now, as you guys may be able to tell from the previous episode, I have risen the height of the ceiling up by 1 block. That is actually supposed to be stone brick blocks. Let's just go ahead and remove this on camera as well. But yeah, so after I recorded the last episode and I went back and looked at the footage, I kind of thought to myself, you know, that kind of looks rather low for the ceiling. And as I continued to walk through here off camera, I kept it really started to catch my eye more so than bug me. So, oops. So let's go ahead and just throw it in our offhand. Thank you, Minecraft 1.9. So, we have the ceiling raised up by 1 block. And I think for the most part throughout the rest of Woogeth's Way, we're going to have the ceiling, we're going to have a 3 block space from the ground up. Now, obviously, if we were to remove the stairs, it would be 4, but considering we're going to just pretend that this is the actual ceiling itself, it's not a fill in the space type of deal going on here. It's just going to be 3 in total. And allow me to show you now as to how I came to that. So, in between the previous episode and this one, I started to work on the pathway that will take us down, let's get F3 menu up, that will take us down to Y level 11, I think I said I wanted to be at. And let's go ahead and remove the F3 screen. Actually, no, bring it up one more time, and we're at 55. We didn't really descend that much, did we, peeps? Look at me. Did we? Oops, wrong key. Oops, wrong key again. There we go. So, anywho. Yeah, so aside from raising up the ceiling by 1, we're also going to have to do that down here as well. And I'm hoping now that I continue to walk around here, I'm hoping this actually isn't going to interfere with the land above us. If I remember correctly, we do have the farm right up top there by a few, maybe half a dozen blocks or so. Half a dozen to a dozen blocks, I'll say. So hopefully by raising the ceiling, we don't cut into that. If we do, then we're obviously going to... You're going to go home? Oh, no. You're just going to do some smelting? Okay. You can do some smelting for me. My partner in crime, you. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get to work, and I'll bring it back to you guys when we have the ceiling fully raised in every turn, hallway, corridor of Woogeth's Way, and then from there we'll go on with the episode. There's something about being a mole man that really makes time fly. I mean, I'm sure you guys may have heard the expression time flies when you're having fun or a busy bee, and I gotta say, I've been going at it with the Mole Man Lair, aka Woogeth's Way, for about, I guess, an hour now. A little close to an hour now. And the ceiling has been raised all the way, and I started to put in some detail, but we're not gonna detail up Woogeth's way in this episode. I may do that off camera in between this episode and the next one. But I gotta tell you guys, I literally just came up and I went blind for a moment, peeking at the sun after being underground for so long. And man, oh man, did this wheat grow so quickly. Just to give you an idea, I now have this many hay bale bales. And so, like, basically, each one of these patches, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 3, 6, 9, 12. I mean, once you add up all that wheat, you get a fair amount of hay bales. But, anywho, this is going to be our little progress update for Woogeth's Way. Now, as you guys can tell, we have this little pattern of placing a upside down dark oak stair with an with a dark oak half slab placed on the upper half of this block space right here. And then beneath it, we have propped open dark oak fence gates, and this is just really for aesthetic detailing, where how do I put this? It's helping this little support beam have some support, so it's not just hanging on the ledge or just hanging in thin air, so to speak. And I'm not sure if I actually, I had to do this off camera. So once I started looking at the ceiling and the pathway, which originally was doing a curve, a quote-unquote 90 angle, well, as much of a 90-degree angle as you can get in Minecraft, I realized that was not going to help our situation, which was again raising the ceiling up by 1 block space. So I pretty much sat here and then just started tearing down the walls on both sides, and then reevaluating how I wanted this hallway to connect to this hallway. And as you guys can tell, I pretty much settled with a straight diagonal piece, and I think this looks nice overall. I mean, on the Salt Mine SMP server, I think Woogeth's stairwell is going down at an angle, which is actually which is going to be the inspiration for Woogeth's Way. I'm not going to lie. I'm sort of trying to have the curving, descending. I'm not sure if you can hear my dog in the background, but she's sound asleep on my bed. But she's currently having a puppy dream, and she's okay. I don't know if you could hear her lightly barking, but from what I've read, if your dog is barking in their sleep, it's best to not wake them because you may scare them upon being awoke. So she's fine. Don't get upset. Chill out, dudes. But like what I was saying, the Woogeth is a master. He's a stair master. I mean, come on, just look at those legs on him. So with that all being said, I kind of want the descending path in Woogeth's Way to sort of have when you walk down here, when the next world download goes out, you'll be able to go, hey, this definitely is something that Woogeth would do in Minecraft, whether it be in Woogie's World or on the Salt Mine SMP. So far we are now at Y level. Jeez, 53. So okay, 53. Right here we're at 55. We're going down by 2. This is going to be a really, really long stairwell. I may actually just establish a minecart system that will go up in a spiral form, just to save time and resources, because I can just tell already, even I am going to get tired of going around these little curved pathways, hallways. There we go. Also, real quick, I know we're gonna have parts of the wall that will look like this. Let me just go ahead and fill it up because that was bugging me. Where we come to this landing, and then we're going to come right here and the next stairwell system begins. What I'm planning on doing is so that it's not just a long curving hallway. It's actually like each time you come to a flat part right here, you'll be able to have a excuse me, thank you, we'll be able to have a small little doorway, and then right here is where we're going to have a nice open room that will have some chests, and this is going to be a small storage area because right now I am in need of a storage area. Pretty much all the chests in the houses at on ground level, they're pretty much filled to the brim. So let me go ahead and resume my work, and I'll show you guys what I ended up doing to get us down to Y level 11 much quicker and more easily. Alrighty then, we're gonna pretty much show off what I've done with the rooms. I pretty much decided that until I come up with a way to get from Y level 53 down to 11 in a much faster sense, I'm just gonna leave this as it is. If any of you guys have any ideas as to how we can get from Y level 53 all the way down to Y level 11, please provide any types of information in the comment section. And if you have links to any videos for elevators or minecart rail systems, then please send them to me over Twitter. That way your comment will not be flagged as spam or held for review, and or any of that silly nonsense that YouTube does nowadays. So sorry about that. What we're now going to do is we're going to show off this room, and for the most part I like how this looks. Let's just go ahead and F1 mode this real quick. So what we have going on are we have two stone brick blocks, one on the bottom and one right above the floor and one right beneath the ceiling, and in between we have this cobblestone wall, and this is to help support the two stone bricks, hold them in place, so to speak. So that way, I was thinking of doing an intricate design for the ceiling to make a, I guess the best way I can visually show this to you guys is doing a pattern like this. This may not be the best of examples now that I think about it, but basically we would go ahead and do, actually, you know what? It would go something like this, where we'll just go ahead and remove that as a whole block, place a half slab. So basically take this design, this look, this indent in the ground, and flip it upside down and throw it up into the ceiling. That is something that I was considering to do, but I'm not entirely sure if I like that idea. I'm sure the man that this project is being dedicated to, Woogeth, will give me some ideas via the comment section or over the Discord as to what he would do or what he thinks would look nice here. But getting back to showing off what we have done. So basically I threw in the wall. I replaced the stone brick blocks with cobblestone blocks. And then I'm getting better at this. This is andesite. Yes, I'm getting better at remembering which block is which in this game now. So then I took andesite and I just sprinkled them in. I tried to surround the furnace with andesite blocks to give it a dirty look, because when you're smelting or cooking up things, you're gonna have some small bits of debris coming out or falling out of the oven when you open it up and you take out what was cooking inside of it. If there's some like imagination right there for you guys. And then I just took some cobblestone stairs as well, sprinkled them within the wall to blend it all in, because this is going to be a room where you're going to be working, you're going to be storing stuff. And when you know, if say for example you were to bring in a giant, well, not a giant, but if you were to bring in a log, you know, and you are carrying it down the steps, you may bump into the walls, you may put some dents in the walls, or even, God forbid, a hole in the wall. And so with that being said, before you can even get it settled into its proper storage, you may bump it into the wall, and as you guys can see right here, that is why we have this indent. And I know some people may think to themselves, wow, Vanilla, that's a lot of thinking you put, or that's very stupid, or, you know, either end of the spectrum. But that's just how I flow, you know? Aside from building things and making them look cool, cute, pretty, extraordinary, and so on and so forth, I also like to give them a little story, if you will, even if it does require some thinking. And if you don't like that, well, but anywho, you guys, because we have the walls pretty much composed of cobblestone, andesite, and cobblestone stairs, I'm actually thinking of supplementing the walls within this passageway with what we have in these rooms, so that way it's not completely different. And also I would like to fill up these corner patches with cobblestone, andesite, and stairs if possible. Well, I don't know, maybe we can actually come up with some kind of transition from stone brick blocks into the walls that are composed of, again, cobblestone stairs, and andesite. But the one last thing I would like to do in this episode before I close it up, because I am actually recording this at like, it is now 2:27 in the morning, so it's getting kind of late, but I felt good and I wanted to get on up with my recording. And so the last thing I want to do here is I just want to basically show you exactly how I went about sprinkling into the wall some andesite and then cobblestone stairs. I think what I'm just going to quickly do is block this off so no creepers come out of nowhere and go kaboom. So since I'm using the sorry about that. Since I am using the B-Dubs resource pack, cobblestone has some variation when you place it down. For example, these two blocks right here are identical to one another. These two blocks are actually, this block and this block, are fairly identical. So I'm just going to go ahead and swap out one of those right now. And then I'm going to swap this out as well. And I think that's enough for now. Let's just go ahead and get some cobblestone stairs. And let's do something like that. I want to try and have an even number, if that makes any sense. Like, place down 2 andesite blocks to start with, and then place 2 cobblestone stairs down to start with as well. Now, these 3 blocks are completely different from one another. I just realized that. But these 2 blocks right here are the same. So I'm going to go ahead and just place a cobblestone stair down like that. And I'm going to do the exact same thing over here for this wall. And hopefully this will help you guys with adding variation into your build, at least for a wall to begin with. I was planning on doing a brief mini series where I would show you guys how to apply depth, detail, and variation into walls, and then moving on into houses. But I'm not entirely sure if that's something that you guys would entirely like. If it is, then feel free to let me know in the comment section, if you would be so kind to do so, because I would like to provide the content that you guys would like to see, and unless you peeps speak up, I don't know what that is, other than me just continuing to put out the content that I want to put out. So let's replace that, and then let's replace this one right here, and I'm probably looking at like so many different pairs of all the same or whatever, but I think we'll remove this one because that cobblestone and this cobblestone block appeared to be the same. At least to me they did. Oh, this block and this block up here are the same. Let's just go ahead. Bring that one out. And then this will be the last wall we work on. And then that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. And these two blocks right here are the same. Swap those out. And to you too, Mr. Zample. Okay, this block here and this block here are actually the same, so we're gonna remove that. See, this is why I kind of don't like to do this type of stuff on camera, because it's a lot of me just sitting here carefully looking at each block and trying to figure out which one should be removed. And yeah, it's not the most entertaining, but for the sake of educational purposes, I thought I would go ahead and do this on camera, just to help you guys if you are trying to learn how to apply variation into builds. But that is going to do it for this episode, you guys. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. And remember, if you like what you see, then please give that like button a hug and subscribe for the latest buzz. And if you had a laugh with a good laugh, then make sure you favorite this video and share it with a friend or two. But until next time, peeps, this is Vanillaraccoon. Peace out.